Greetings, Vernon families. My name is Karen Davino. I am the superintendent of schools, and I am super excited to be here at the Cedar Mountain School. As you can see, one of the most beautiful schools we have in the district. We're so excited that we're reopening in September. We're going to talk a little bit about the reopening, and today we're going to talk specifically with Mrs. Piszczek, who's the principal here at Cedar Mountain School. And just remember that Cedar Mountain this year is pre-K, K, and 1. We've had some changes there, and school is going to open on September the 8th, not earlier. That went out yesterday. The teachers are coming back September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We welcome our children back on September the 8th, which is the Tuesday after Labor Day. We're going to get into that a little bit later on, but I really wanted Mrs. Piszczek to share some things that are specific to Cedar Mountain. So why don't you talk to us and talk to our families about what's going to happen here in just a few short weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Davina.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Cedar Mountain family and friends. I am beyond excited to be talking with you today. It's been a long summer, but everyone, I can assure you, has been working together. Vernon, despite the different buildings, we are all part of the same team. So from Ms. Davino down to our custodial staff, everyone has been working, making changes to ensure that when we open on September 8th, the school will be ready, and virtually we will be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Our focus, the first couple of weeks of school at Cedar Mountain, is more of a social emotional focus. We want your students to feel comfortable coming into the building. First graders, if you're watching, you've been in the building before.
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten students, most of you have not. This year we will not have an in-person orientation, but we are working on a virtual video to show you the building. So when you enter, you'll be familiar with some of the things.
And one of the great things about that virtual video, as you start to think about the other things you'd like to share, is that for parents, you can rewind a video, right?
Yes.
And children can stop and go back, and parents can talk to their children about it. We're talking about our very youngest learners, right? So parents at home, we really count on you to sit with your child and go through, and when you see Mrs. Piszczek is your principal. She's going to be helping you every day. You might be introducing other folks in your video, and it would be really important for our parents at home to stress who those people are to the children so that they know when they come here they're not feeling fearful. Behind our masks, we're all smiling. I know that's really, really hard for everyone, but even for our youngest learners, I hope that they understand that this has always been a welcoming school. It will continue to be that way, even with the precautions we have in place.
Absolutely, Ms. Davino. So welcome to our kindergarten students and our preschool. We are very excited to have them in our building. What an excellent opportunity for them to be with the little older kids and begin their learning careers, if you will. Instruction. Talk a little bit about instruction. Back in the spring, it was all virtual, online. Beginning September 8th, we have some students that will be exclusively virtual, and then we have the blending, some that will be in the building.
Yes.
The learning will all be blended learning. We will have unified, simplified lessons throughout the grade levels. Teachers are working together. Even now, they've had meetings already. The first grade teachers have met, kindergarten teachers have met, preschool teachers have met. And they will all be on the same page. So if your child is at home, and when we come back to school, they're going to be where their classmates are. With the ones that attended school. So we're going to use the blended learning, synchronous, asynchronous learning, some at the same time, some at different times. But the beauty of that is the parents can go back. The students can go on Schoology and look at lessons as many times as they want to view lessons.
Right.
Parents, if you're not familiar with Schoology, do not worry. We will be sending out a letter shortly that will give you step-by-step instructions.
That's great.
Because that is the platform that we are using, and it will be necessary for you to get on Schoology to get your child started on the lessons.
To navigate through. And first graders, like Mrs. Piszczek said before, first graders are veterans So our first grade students, they know how to get on Schoology perhaps, and maybe they can even help with parents if there's a younger sibling. And remember that this is new for everybody, but I'm so glad that you mentioned that if you've chosen exclusively virtual, you're not going to have a different learning experience other than the children won't be here in school. One of the things that teachers have worked on over the summer is to identify key concepts and core information areas in each standard,
Yes.
so that our children are still going to be learning what they need. And even though we have a shortened school day and we've got less time with them, and we really are looking at making sure that we've identified core concepts in the curriculum so that those teachers like Mrs. Piszczek said that have been meeting, kindergarten teachers, first grade teachers, our pre-K teachers, they've already identified where the target areas need to be, particularly for reading and for what the children need to be working on in these years. It's very developmental. It's super important.
It's very important at this age. We're setting the building blocks
Yes.
for the rest of their education and for life. So we're
for
looking
sure.
forward to that. Incorporated with our instructional lessons, we will have specials. And we'll start a little bit like at Rolling Hills. We're going to start with special teachers, moving into the classrooms a little bit, with the exception of physical education.
Right.
Because they can go outside.
Yes.
And they can spread out. Other than bad weather days, that's what we're looking at to start with. So they will have
great idea.
specials. And as the year progresses and we move from phase to phase, they'll get more actively involved. Right now with art, we can't share supplies, but we can certainly do some art projects and we'll make it
Absolutely.
work.
Yep, for
So
sure.
we're excited about that. Kindergarten students, as in the past, the tradition continues.
Yay!
You will have a t-shirt.
Oh my goodness. Class of 2033,
My
moms and
goodness.
dads at home.
Woo.
Try not to be sad. Sometimes I remember we've had some parents get emotional when
Yes.
they get their shirts and
Oh.
they see the 2033.
Yes.
But very, very exciting.
So they're in-house and I will be sending out information on how to pick those up.
That's great.
We would like to, if you're able to, pick them up before the first day, because I know on the first day,
Yes, it's
students
going
like
be
to
busy.
wear 'em.
Yes, they do like
So-
to wear them. We'd love for your children to have them for sure.
we are very excited. And in other buildings, our custodians have been working constantly. We will have the stay
Signage.
6
Yep.
feet apart.
And those are going to be kind of all over
Key
the place,
areas
right?
all over
Yes.
and in key areas to remind the students. And we also have
I love these.
these little feet.
Yes.
Look, blue and gold.
Yep, these are so great.
Yeah.
So for our children, right, they
We
would
can-
know kind
yeah.
of where they would be
Give them
walking
a
in the
help.
hallway, right?
Yeah. So it's a reminder, and I know the students have heard this, and we will use gentle reminders at this age, just to get them into a routine when they first start. There are numerous posters that each school has, and our focus here is first how to wear your masks correctly.
Yes,
So
and,
we'll have some of those
yeah.
over.
and thank you, Mrs. Piszczek is wearing her mask correctly. If you notice, it's over her nose, covers her face. She has, the parts that go around her ears. Those are really important. It's actually right on the poster. Teachers will be reinforcing this, and it really is one of the best ways to mitigate the spread of the virus, and it's super
Absolutely.
important. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. The other big focus
Excellent.
is stop the spread of germs, the hand washing.
Yes.
Especially at this age, we'll have these posted in our restrooms and around the building. So that, again, wearing your masks correctly, and thank you parents that have been working with your children, getting them to wear a mask, because it's not easy. But
It is. And you know what, I think part of this too really speaks to the emphasis that the state has put on the public school system. I mean, they told us, you need to open, but you have to have these things in place. So one of the things that I'll share, and Mr. Shea will link this up in his podcast, this is from the New Jersey Department of Health, and it actually gives color codes for each county. And luckily, Sussex County is in the green. That means we are at a very low risk. Now, I know that doesn't mean that we're at zero. I completely understand that. We might not be at zero till there's a vaccine, and quite honestly, even after a vaccine, we might not be at zero. In any case, Sussex County has the second lowest numbers in the state. We're only second to Salem County right now, which is way at the bottom of South Jersey. So what that means to me is that if we keep up these practices, like Mrs. Piszczek is talking about, wearing the masks properly, frequent washing of hands, social distancing, and really paying attention to those kinds of practices, we can keep our numbers down, which allows us to bring our children into school, which is where I think they learn best. You talked a little bit before about phys ed and being outside. Remember that children pick up on social cues, particularly at this age. And these things are really, really, really important to our children. We love that they've been at home with you. They haven't been in school in 6 months and we miss them. We miss them very much. We can't wait for them to be here. The school is not the same without them here. Part of the social distancing piece is that we only have we have less than half our population that will be here. About a third of our students are doing virtual learning, the fully exclusive virtual. And then out of that 70%, we only have half and half because the blue and gold team. So the schools will feel less crowded, even empty in some ways, because they're built for large capacities, and we will have less than half of the students, approximately 35% of our students on each day on the blue and the gold. So all of those things have been done to keep your children healthy and safe. Hand sanitizer is all over the place. It's in classrooms, it's in common areas, it's in doorways. And we also have our pandemic response assistants. They are employees that will be working this year just to clean. These folks will be cleaning very high-touch surface areas like doorknobs, push doors, hallways, entering and exiting classrooms. Children touch everything, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So we're really taking a lot of extra precaution this year, as well as taking temperatures, right? We're taking temperatures of students as they enter the building. This is really done to make sure that if a child does have an elevated fever or any kind of a symptom, that the nurse checks them out before they are in, with everybody else. We are the only school district in Sussex County that is taking temperatures. It is not required, but we really are trying to go above and beyond to keep everybody safe. What did you want to say, Mrs. Piszczek?
Oh,
I feel
absolutely.
like I've been monopolizing. some of your
No,
time.
absolutely. You've been touched upon very important points. We will be taking temperatures, and we'll have two different plans. Nice days, we'll be taking it outside. Rainy, we'll move them in the building, inclement weather, and take them. That brings me to the nurse's office, which has been revamped.
Good point.
It's bigger. We have a waiting room, if you will, for students that will need to be picked up if they're not feeling well.
Yes.
So the nurses have worked continuously all summer developing plans to ensure that the students will be as safe and healthy as possible. So, but you're right, Ms. Davina, the school, when it's empty, it's just not right.
It's not the same,
It's not the same. The teachers want to be back. We want the children in school, and we cannot wait. And it will be one day. We cannot wait to have everyone back.
Yes, eventually it will happen, right?
5 days a week. Just a few reminders. Update your contact information, please. Especially this year, double check your phone numbers. If you're not sure how to update, give our front office a call. They will help you. We need those contact numbers in place in case we have to reach you.
Yes.
Since last March, I have been telling our kids, I have been telling our teachers, this is different. But you know what? That's okay. Because different is okay.
Very good point.
Different is okay. We will get through it together, and we will all work together, and that's what will make it successful. Different is okay.
Yes, it is.
It is an emotional time, a stressful time for families, for children, and I just want to, before we close, Ms. Davino, touch upon the trauma-informed educational team that the district has had foresight to put in place in each school. We are fortunate in that we have the district coordinator, Ingrid Green, in our building.
Yes.
And 2 other teachers that will take part and be available for students that are having difficulty with the stress. Because that's number 1. We have to get them to feel comfortable, stress-free, if you will.
Yes.
And they're going to be stressed. Students this age are stressed on the first day of school anyway. I think the principal is stressed on the first day of school, but we will work together, and thank you for having in place systems and people, individuals to help with that
Yes,
piece.
it's so important. I'm so glad that you touched on that.
Yes. I would like to close first in thanking all those involved, which is I can't name them individually.
So many people, for
Um,
sure.
Yourself
Thank you.
and the custodians.
They've worked very hard.
Very hard under leadership of Diane Joyce at Cedar Mountain. Wonderful. Our tech team and Mr. Shea is behind the camera.
Yep.
They are phenomenal with Janet DeCenzo. Their ability to get back with the teachers and offer ideas and programs and training. Training is going on right now for our teachers to continue to improve on their instruction.
Yep.
Maintenance department, Jamie Van Gilst in transportation. The buses will be set up and with social distancing in mind, but that is a huge
And lots
job.
of cleaning protocols too.
Lots of cleaning
for the
protocols,
buses. Yep.
absolutely. The individuals, because new registration is a big part.
Yes.
So we've had people at the board office involved at registration, thank you. And I think the parents, I want to thank you all for working with us. It has not been easy. And things change on a daily basis, as you found out, as we now push
Shift
back
again.
in 2 days. But we're opening. We
Yes.
are opening, and
We are
that's
opening.
that is the positive. So if I could, we here at Cedar Mountain love to read. If there's any first graders watching, raise your hand if you love to read. I see some hands
I see
out
them
there.
too, Mrs. Piszczek. Look at all those
Oh
first graders who
my
love to
gosh.
read. Good job.
How about our new kindergarten students?
I think they love to read
I
too.
love-
They like to look
excellent.
at books. They're excited.
And we'll bring in preschool, and maybe we can have the kindergarten, first grade help our preschool with reading.
That would be
What
wonderful.
a phenomenal opportunity.
Yes, it is.
So in finishing, quote by Dr. Seuss. You're off to great places. Today is the day. Your mountain is ready. So get on your way. Family, friends, Cedar Mountain, we are ready for you and are here for you if you need anything. It was wonderful talking with you. Thank you, Ms. Davino, for
Yeah.
coming over.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Piszczek. We're so excited. Thank you for your words of inspiration and your encouragement. And for our little ones out there, we miss you. For the parents,
Absolutely.
we're going to keep your children safe. I know it's a scary time for you. You've had the option to choose exclusively virtual if you're worried. But for those of you that have chosen blue and gold, we've taken every precaution to keep everybody safe, including our staff. We really want to have a good, exciting, enriching learning experience, even with the challenges that we're facing. In true Vernon fashion, like Mrs. Piszczek said, we are a family, one big Vernon family, and we can't wait to see your children in just a couple of weeks on September 8th, right?
Absolutely, we're ready.
We are ready. Have a great day,
Okay.
folks.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.